On the channel, we've talked a lot about thyroid health, so I recommend you go and watch the playlist that I have over on my channel that talks all about different thyroid topics, as well as check out the free webinars in this video description below that dive into much more detail all about thyroid health. But one user asked us if we could specifically break down within one video the differences between hypothyroidism and hyperthyroidism, so we're going to talk about that today. Let's first focus on hypothyroidism. This is an underactive thyroid, and the most common cause is due to an autoimmune condition known as Hashimoto's thyroiditis. The symptoms associated with hypothyroidism are fatigue, weight gain, and cold intolerance. On the contrary, hyperthyroidism is an overactive thyroid, and the most common cause of this condition is an autoimmune condition known as Graves' disease. The symptoms of hyperthyroidism also include fatigue, but have weight loss and intolerance to heat. Now let's look at the molecular mechanisms behind thyroid health and then see where hypothyroidism and hyperthyroidism each play. Within the body, the thyroid is responsible for producing T3 and T4 hormones, which circulate throughout the body and are important for metabolic health. That's also in communication with the hypothalamus and the pituitary gland found in the brain. The hypothalamus can sense T3 and T4 levels throughout the body, and the pituitary makes a specific hormone called TSH, or thyroid stimulating hormone, that it can send off to the thyroid if the hypothalamus tells the pituitary that levels are too low or too high. Now, in the case of hypothyroidism, there are too little T3 and T4 hormones throughout the body. And this is typically due to increased amounts of TSH coming from the pituitary gland. However, the thyroid is not responding properly. So therefore, there's not a lot of T3 and T4 throughout the body. The hypothalamus senses this, tells the pituitary to send TSH. The pituitary sends TSH, but that signal is getting lost in translation. On the contrary, for hyperthyroidism, there's too much T3 and T4 in the body, and typically there's a decreased amount of TSH being sent from the pituitary gland. Now that means that the thyroid is overproducing these two hormones. The hypothalamus is sensing that there's too much T3 and T4, so it's telling the pituitary to shut off TSH levels. And the pituitary may be shutting off those levels, but again, that signal is being lost in translation. Those are just some of the mechanisms behind hypothyroidism and hyperthyroidism for these two conditions, but let us know in the comments your experience or somebody you know's experience with these conditions and how they're best able to manage their thyroid health. Thank you for watching my latest video, and if you're not already, make sure you're subscribed to the channel by clicking over here, and you may also enjoy a related video that I have, which you can find by clicking over here. I'll see you on the next one.